Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Facebook Live today. So great to see people from all over the world joining us in the audience. Thank you all for writing in and telling us where you're tuning in from, what the weather's like, where you are. So a shout out to some of our viewers here. We have Judy in Indiana where it's overcast. Let's see, we have Gayleen from Western Australia. She says it's dark and cool over there. Kathy from Maryland, and she says it's overcast. Let's see, Anna from New York, cloudy, warm, and humid. So no matter where you're joining us from today, we're so glad to have you here. We love getting together with all of you on a regular basis for these Facebook Lives to learn more about genealogy, family history, DNA, and everything related to all those things. With experts in the field or MyHeritage employees that come to teach us about the new tools and features that we have on MyHeritage. So today is no exception. We have a fantastic session for you about the photo features on MyHeritage, and we're going to do an actual tour throughout all of our photo features that we've released in the past couple of years, in case you don't know about them, and hopefully you can all check them out on your own and try them out on all of your family photos. So before we get to today's session, I'll just let you know about a couple things going on here at MyHeritage that you should know about. The first thing is we have a DNA sale going on at MyHeritage, and that is on until the 22nd of August. So we hope that you can take advantage of that fantastic sale on DNA kits, whether it's for you or if you want to test family members, parents, siblings, cousins, all of your relatives. And we'll put a link to that DNA sale in the comment section so you can check that out. In addition, we'll be doing a draw for today's session. So we want to give away one MyHeritage Complete plan to one lucky winner that is viewing the Facebook Live today. So how can you enter? It's quite easy, and we hope you all have a chance to win. So to enter, all that you have to do is leave a comment in the comment section and tell us how you use the MyHeritage Photo Tools and what you've learned about your family photos through the MyHeritage Photo Tools, what experience it's given you. We had a really fantastic story last year of a user from England who was in lockdown, and he took the MyHeritage Photo Tools. He scanned in all of his parents' wedding photos from years and years ago, and he colorized and enhanced all the photos and created a brand new album for his parents, colorized gorgeous wedding photos, and he gave it to his parents who were also in lockdown as an anniversary gift. So it was very special to them and meant a lot to them during that difficult time. So a lot of fantastic stories of how our users have used the MyHeritage Photo Tools, and we want to hear your story. So leave us a comment in the comment section, and we'll choose one lucky winner at the end of today's session to win a MyHeritage Complete plan. And in case you don't know, the MyHeritage Complete plan is the best plan we have to offer at MyHeritage. It'll give you unlimited access to 14 billion historical records, unlimited use of all the MyHeritage Photo Tools that Tal will be speaking about today, and many more things. Unlimited family tree size is just the best plan, and we are so excited to be able to give it to one of our viewers today. So we're looking forward to reading your comments later. Please put them in throughout today's session. And of course, as always, leave your questions and any other comments that you may have throughout today's session in the comments. We love going through them and reading through the comments, and we will answer questions at the end of today's talk. So we look forward to seeing them all. So I'll introduce our speaker for today. We have with us Tal Ehrlichman. He's been at MyHeritage for over 4 years, and he is our Director of Product Management. And if anyone knows about the MyHeritage Photo Tools, it's Tal. He knows them in and out. Hello, Tal. How are you?
Hi, everyone. Great
Thank
to be
you
here.
for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Esther.
We're so glad to see you. And why don't you tell everyone what that means, Director of Product Management?
So basically, at MyHeritage, I'm in charge of the core genealogy service that we have. I'm in charge of the family tree and the matching technologies and the search engine for historical records, and of course the photo tools that I will be talking about today in today's session. So again, great to be here.
Great. Well, should I bring up your slides?
Sure.
Fantastic. We're excited to learn more. And as Tal can tell everyone, the photo tools are always changing, and we're always adding new things to them.
Definitely.
Okay, here we go. There we go. They're up now.
Great. So thanks again, Esther, for having me today. It's always fun to be here. I hope the session today will be interesting. So today we'll talk about the complete suite of photo features, photo tools that MyHeritage has to offer. I will cover several. Just a second. Sorry. I will cover several different features or tools that we have here at MyHeritage, features that we've developed over the last year and a half. They will include the MyHeritage in color, which allows to colorize black and white photos and restore colors in faded photos. The MyHeritage Photo Enhancer for enhancing resolution of old photos. Deep Nostalgia, which was a major hit, broke the internet, as we say. And it's an amazing technology, an amazing feature for animating faces in family photos. And of course, the new photo repair feature that allows fixing scratches and damages in historical photos. Very, very useful for all the photos that most genealogists or family historians store in their family sites. So we'll be discussing all of that, and let's start. So first of all, I will talk about MyHeritage in color, which is pretty much the first feature that we've released in the area of new and advanced photo tools about a year and a half ago. Very interesting technology that after we saw the great adoption of this technology and the great usage of our users of this technology, we understood that people are eager to use more similar tools, and then we started investing into other different features, such as those I'll be covering later. But first, let's talk about MyHeritage in color. MyHeritage in color allows basically to colorize black and white photos automatically, or restore colors in faded photos. This feature is excellent for black and white photos, of course, but it's also great for photos from the 60s or 70s or 80s that their colors have faded over the years. This feature was developed in a collaboration with a company called The Oldify by Jason Antic and Dana Kelly. They did a remarkable work on this technology for colorizing black and white photos using advanced deep learning technology. So we licensed this technology and we incorporated it into our own product. And that's what I will be showing. So for those less familiar with colorizing black and white photos, basically what it does, it takes an old black and white photo, and with a click of a button, you are able to colorize the entire photo automatically. You can see here a great example of a bar. You can see the level of details in the colorization itself, from looking at the walls through the counter and the cashier and even the shirt of the man standing and of course the bottles at the back with all the different labels. What's very interesting about this, interesting and unique about this technology is that it studies and learns many photos. It decides how to colorize this photo by looking at millions of other photos. and learning basically how different objects or different items were looking like when they appear in colored photos. And according to that learning, it's able to apply these colors in the input photo that it gets. In this case, this bar photo. You can see here another example of a family having lunch. You can see the clothes that they are wearing. You can see the grapes on the table and the color of the chairs, even the calendar on the wall or the wallpaper is very genuine. Of course, the colors are not necessarily the real colors in that scene taken probably 70 or 80 years ago. But eventually they are a very good guesstimation of how the colors look like. We got feedback from many people, from many users, that they remember a certain shirt or a certain object that was detected to be in the same color as it was originally. So it's very nice to see how people that were part of that scene many years ago can still remember parts of it and specific colors of objects. And it can be seen in these examples. Another part to this technology, and we'll see more examples later of colorizing more photos, but another aspect of this technology that was released maybe 6 or 7 months ago is the ability to restore colors in faded photos. And this part of the technology is more suitable for photos that faded over the years, like photos that were taken in the 60s and 70s and 80s, some of even in the 90s. It's less optimal for photos that were taken recently with new cameras, with high resolution and great color. And eventually what this feature does, it takes out, it removes basically this brownish or yellowish overlay that the photo got over the years. And it sharpens the real colors in the photo, and that's what you can see on the right-hand side. So if the original, the source photo is on the left-hand side, this is the result of applying this technology. And what you can see in this photo is the MyHeritage founder and CEO, Gilad Jaffet, and is this boy here in the middle with his father and his 2 sisters on a family trip. And I think that this is a very nice outcome of this technology. Another example for restoring colors in faded photos is this one. You can see here again the original on the left-hand side and the resulting image on the right-hand side after applying this technology. The entire brown or yellow overlay is completely removed. The colors are sharper, and the end result is very nice. So it's very good if you have a lot of those photos in your old albums to upload them and try applying this feature on them, and it can really improve this type of photos. Another feature I want to talk about is the MyHeritage Photo Enhancer. We released this feature a few months after the great success we had with MyHeritage in Color. And what the MyHeritage Photo Enhancer does, it basically complements very well the colorization technology, because it's also aimed directly towards old photos with low resolution that are sometimes not in focus. And eventually the MyHeritage Photo Enhancer is able to take these old photos and bring them back into focus. What this feature does behind the scene, it uses deep learning technology again. You'll hear this buzzword probably again and again in this talk. So it uses deep learning technology to upscale the resolution of the photo. It basically doubles the number of pixels in the original photo by 2 in each axis, basically the height and the width of the photo. making the photo with 4 times more pixels, which means that you can look at the details in the photo in greater resolution. And it's very, very helpful for those old photos that you have. Of course, these features can be used together. As I said previously, you can enhance colorized photos and colorized enhanced photos. And it goes quite well together, and I'll show an example. So first of all, what we can see here is a group of people standing outside a wine shop in Paris. And that's the original photo. And after applying the photo enhancer, basically what you can see much better is the faces of the people. The biggest problem with old photos is that, especially when they were taken from distance, and they were taken in low resolution in old cameras, you're unable to see a great level of details, as you can see today when you have great cameras with a zoom. And basically what this technology is able to do, it's able to take the faces and bring them into focus. And you can see those 2 gentlemen standing here inside the blue circles, and how their faces are much clearer after applying this technology on them. So that's the end result. On the right-hand side, that's the original face if you zoomed in on the original photo. This is a personal example, and that's pretty much the example that convinced me that we must incorporate this technology into our feature set for photos. This is a photo of my grandmother standing here on the left with her mother and her brother. This photo was taken before the war in Poland. And my grandmother was my grandmother had 10 brothers and sisters, and from all this amazing family, only she and 1 brother and 1 sister were able to survive the Holocaust. And this is the only photo, basically, that my family has from this time period of before the war of my grandmother with her mother, which is my great-grandmother. And when I was looking at this photo many years ago, I wasn't able to see exactly how my grandmother's face was looking like. And only after I was able to try this technology on this photo, I suddenly saw her real face and how she used to look like as a child or as a teenager. And that, for me, was a very emotional moment. Of course, seeing her mother here at the top in this way is something that also we've never had the chance. And you can see that the great difference between this original photo or original portrait photo and the end result that we got from the photo enhancer. Eventually, with this technology, sometimes you can see different details not being captured or transformed in the same way that you would expect them, because eventually it's artificial intelligence, and sometimes some noise is added and some details are misinterpreted. But in most of the cases, the faces are preserved very true to the source. And this is, I think, a great example to show it. As I said earlier, enhanced photos can also be colorized. So what we see here is an example of a family. This is not a personal photo of mine. On the left-hand side, we see the original photo of this family. And on the right-hand side, we see the enhanced version of the same photo. You can see the faces are much sharper. Also, other details in the photo, like the clothes, are much sharper in this enhanced version of the photo. And of course, you can combine the features and enhance and colorize the same photo. And that's the result that you'll be getting. And if we'll zoom in on the faces, I think we can all agree that this really shows the great difference between the original photo and the enhanced and colorized photo. Well, these are the original portraits. If you were to zoom on the original photo to see each of these faces, and these are the resulting portrait images. I will move on to something new that we've added just recently, about a week or two ago. I was talking previously about our colorization technology, but also the colorization technology has some problems in some cases. Maybe some of you managed to see it before, that sometimes specific details might not be colored in the right color, and sometimes the same surface of, for example, a fabric might start in a blue color and end up being a bit red, which is unnatural for the type of fabric or for the type of cloth. And eventually, what we decided to do after listening to some user feedback is to spend some more time improving this colorization technology. We contacted again Jason Antic, who developed this technology, and he was working heavily in the last few months to improve the colorization even further. And I'm glad to say that recently, about a week or two ago, we released a new and improved colorization model for this, for MyHeritage in Color. And what it does, it basically fixes a problem that we had with photos that were enhanced and then colorized. So what happened with photos that were enhanced and then colorized is that in some cases, certain areas of the photo were becoming a bit pink or a bit red. You can see it well in this photo. That's the previous version of colorization that we had on the left. That's the latest model from November 2020. And after applying the new colorization model on the same photo, you can see the result on the right, which I think we all can agree that produces a more genuine result. It removes all these red areas, which were not so ideal. I think that if you try this feature heavily before, you may have noticed some of these problems. It doesn't happen on every photo, of course, but again, we strive for perfection, for doing things the best we can. And in this case, I think that we've managed to improve this colorization technology. Here are some more examples. You can see here. Here it's maybe less noticeable, but again, something that might be annoying for many people to see this red area here between the man and the woman on top of his uniform, and also here on the boy's trousers. And over here on the right-hand side, we see the new model that removes those red areas to create a better end result. So that's another example. And here you can see another one. Here some might say maybe that the pink dress is nicer than the purple dress. It's more of a personal taste. I wonder what you guys prefer. But as you can see, the dress is eventually more uniform in its colors on the new version of the photo, which makes it more genuine to the source. So that's great. That appears on the website. I will show you later how you can use it and how you can try the new model on your own photos that you previously colorized. So stay tuned. I'll get to that later on. Now let's talk about Deep Nostalgia. So Deep Nostalgia was a great internet hit. We've seen a tremendous usage of this feature by our users and by people that were not even familiar with MyHeritage. Basically, what Deep Nostalgia does, it animates faces in family photos or in photos in general. And since we launched it, almost 90 million animations were created. It really became an internet sensation and can be found in many, many places and many articles. I will show some examples soon. But first of all, what is deep nostalgia? I'll start maybe with a short video that really explains it well. I hope you can hear it. Let me know, Esther, if it doesn't work. So deep nostalgia is a technology that allows you to animate faces in family photos, as I said. We've managed to develop this feature in a collaboration with an Israeli startup company called DAD. They brought in the video reenactment technology, and together we managed to develop this amazing feature. You can see another example here. That's on one of the photos that I showed you previously. Basically, we take a still photo and we're able to animate it and make the face move, do different face gestures. Now, the thing with this technology is that deep nostalgia requires a high resolution face as input in order to create the animation. But the biggest problem with historical photos is that faces are usually small and blurry, as we saw previously when I showed the examples from the photo enhancer. So eventually what we had to do in order to bring this new technology and allow it to be applied on old family photos is we had to join it together with our photo enhancer in order for the faces to be clearer before we animate them. So I can show it here. These are the original faces that, as you can see, they are pretty small and blurry. Animating them would not be so nice. And what you see here is the enhanced version of the same faces, and I can animate each one of them. I hope you are able to see the videos. And that's when animating this lady right here. We can also animate the boy. And the results are quite amazing and emotional for many people. As you saw in the video that I showed previously, people got very, very emotional with this feature. Being able to bring back into life people that you never saw moving, or people that you haven't seen moving for a very, very long time is something very touching. And I think we managed to touch a lot of people in this way with this feature. And probably the question that runs in your minds is how are photos really being animated? So eventually, as I said earlier, the word deep learning will repeat itself many times in this session. But without getting too much technical, I will explain it in very high level. Basically, in order to animate a photo, what this technology requires is an input photo, preferably in high resolution, like we have after enhancing those photos, and applying a driver video on the input photo, the input portrait. What's a driver video? A driver video is basically a person doing gestures in front of the camera, in front, facing front of the camera, and doing different face gestures. What we can see here is on the left-hand side is Sagi from our marketing department, who is our model for some of our drivers, and he's making different gestures with his face. which the person in the photo repeats. I will show it again. You see they are smiling at the same time, they are facing the same direction. So that's pretty much how it works and what's needed in order to make a face move. And of course, as I showed you previously, those features can be combined together. So if we have an original photo that is in low resolution, we can decide to enhance it first and then to colorize it and eventually also animate it. So if that's the original photo, and on the right-hand side we see the enhanced and colorized photo, what we can do is create animation videos for any of the people in the photo after we colorized and enhanced the photo, and that will be the end result. So suddenly everything looks very, very vivid, as if we had the video footage at the time the photo was taken. This photo was taken maybe 100 years ago, and eventually we're able to see it moving right now, which is quite amazing, and even moving in color. And for me, personally, it really bridges the gap between those generations. Today, everyone is so connected. Everyone is using the best cameras and iPhones and everything. And this ability to take a technology like that allows you to see your ancestors move in color is something that is amazing, in my opinion. Another thing I want to show you is that to create variance between the different videos and allow to do different gestures with the faces, gestures that are good and suitable for one person might not be suitable for another person or for another person in a specific photo. So what we offer in Deep Nostalgia is the option to try different driver videos for the photos that you're trying to animate in order to get to the best result possible. So here you can see the same photo, same person being animated with different face gestures. And on the website, you can find much more options. I will show it soon, how you can use that. Okay, so as I said earlier, when this feature was launched, we had a huge explosion, both on traditional media, but also on social media. We saw beautiful posts being posted by our users and by people that were not even familiar with MyHeritage. You can see here some of those examples. For example, Mike on the left is saying, "This is my great-grandmother, Caitlin. I've always felt so close to her, even though she died when I was 2 years old. This deep nostalgia video brought tears to my eyes to see her move, almost like seeing her as she was posing for this photo. Remarkable." So basically, we saw many of those posts on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. It even became a TikTok hit, which we weren't even expecting. And like tens of millions of such posts were created by people that try this technology. It was used for many different types of photos. People try to take celebrity photos, for example, Alan Turing or Rosalind Franklin or Frederick Douglass, and try to animate them using this feature. It was a way for many people to see those famous people that they've never seen moving before, moving for the first time, and it was something that became very viral. Some people even took it to other directions that we were not expecting. For example, animating the portrait of Van Gogh or other paintings, or even people creating driver videos of their own and trying to imitate the gestures that Sagi was making with his face. and it became also viral on its own, which was really, really nice to see. And of course, also coverage in the traditional media, from New York Post to TechCrunch and USA Today and CNN, and many, many TV channels around the world, in the US, Japan, Israel, Dubai, France, Italy, many, many places. It was really nice to see how people were enjoying this feature. It even got, as I said, to CNN and to Jimmy Kimmel, and was the opening act on Jimmy Kimmel a few months ago. That's it. That's about deep nostalgia. Are there any questions, Esther, so far that you want me to take right now before I move on?
Sure, we could take a couple questions so far. Here, let me just move your slides away. There we go. So we have a question here that I've seen a couple of times, actually, which is about the eye color.
Yeah.
I see a few of our users ask, what happens when the eye color with the colorization tool, when it doesn't choose the right color? Here, I think it's Trish here. She asked, when I colorize pictures, I have noticed that the blue eyes are often colored brown. Is there any way to correct this in my photos?
Yeah, so that's a very common question, actually, about our colorization technology. People really want to be able to do things manual, I know, but eventually this feature was created to do things automatically, and we don't have today the ability to allow you to manually correct specific areas or specific pixels. I know some people took those photos, downloaded them to their own machines and or their own laptops, and used the tools like Photoshop in order to correct those issues. Unfortunately, I don't have a solution for manual changing of eye colors or skin tone. But what I can suggest to do, and I will show it soon, is use the colorization settings to fine-tune colorization a bit. There are several options there that sometimes using them will affect things like skin tone and eye color and the color of a certain fabric, but eventually it doesn't let you focus on a specific spot or a specific area in the photo and fix that. So I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, so the same kind of idea we have here from Dawn, and she asks if a photo has cracks or, oh, sorry, Becky's question. She asks, can you lighten or darken your photo manually?
Yeah, we have a setting for changing the saturation of the photo. We are also looking into adding more flexibility in the future for adjusting brightness and things like that. At the moment, you don't have a way to set the brightness, but you can play with the saturation level, which can also allow you to see brighter or darker results.
Okay, great. So now Dawn's question. She asks, if a photo has cracks or bends, can this be repaired or filled in?
Okay, so that's an excellent question because the presenter has a slide for that, or a few slides. So maybe we can go back to the presentation, and I will show it's the next topic: how to
Great,
fix scratches or damages in photos.
great. And don't worry, to everyone in the audience, we'll take more questions also at the end. So even if you have questions on anything that Tal already covered, not to worry.
Not to worry.
Okay, let me bring your slide back in.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Great. So I'll continue. So now I'm going to talk about the MyHeritage Photo Repair, the technology that allows fixing scratches and damages in all the photos. This one is extremely useful for those old photos sitting in our albums and sitting in boxes that suffered significant damage over the years. I think this one is a real breakthrough. And you can see it here. That's the first example, and I will show a few. Basically, what it does, it automatically fixes scratches, tears, holes, stains, and other damage that you can find on historical photos. This project was done, again, in collaboration with the Oldify, the guys that did this remarkable work on MyHeritage in color and our colorization technology. They also developed the photo repair technology. And you can see it over here. I hope that everyone can see it on their screens. There is significant damage on this photo on the left, which is almost completely removed in the photo on the right, producing a much better result. And basically, this technology, what it does, it tries to identify patterns of damage on a photo, and basically remove the patterns that it finds. You can see different patterns here and here and here. And eventually, these are pixels that seem not similar to their surrounding pixels. And what this technology does, it basically takes surrounding pixels and uses them to fill in those pixels that included damage on them. So it basically guesstimates how the photo should be fixed by looking at the surroundings of the pixels that should be replaced. And what I will show here is a few more examples. That's another photo that suffered significant damage. You can see on the left here, and on his face, and on the beard here on the right. And almost all of that is being removed here, which is really nice. That's another example along crease, horizontal crease here that cuts the photo. You can see that it was removed almost completely. Maybe there's a small area here on his clothes that remains, but I think we can all agree that the end result is much better. Here you can see another example in a group photo. Here, most of the damage was in the area that surrounds the people shown on the photo. There's also some damage here, really on the faces of the people, sorry. And the resulting image completely removed these tears and scratches. Here, there's another example for that. You can see here damage on the right, and here on this lady right here. Now, one more thing I want to say about this technology is that apart from it being amazing, you also have a bit of flexibility when you're using it. We have two modes, or two different repair models available for usage. One model is what we call the gentle repair model, which is our default model. And the other one is the extensive repair model. And you can see a great example for how to use both of them here. So if that's the original image, you can definitely see that the photo in the center that uses gentle repair just removes part of the crease here at the top and here at the right, but still we have some left here on the hair of this man. But when the extensive repair model is used, this damage is also removed, and basically most of the damage in this photo was removed when using the extensive repair model. So you're probably asking yourself why not using that as the default model or using it always. And the answer is that sometimes when using this model, it does a more aggressive work on the photo itself, and sometimes it might also remove items or objects in the photo that are not supposed to be removed. So there's a bit of a trade-off here, and that's why we're giving you the flexibility to try both of them and decide which one works better for the photo that you're trying to repair. What we recommend is using usually the gentle repair model, but when some damage is left, you can try the extensive repair. I will show soon how to use it. And again, I want to show here how you can combine different photo tools together. So if that's the original photo with a lot of damage on it, here's after we repair it and remove all this damage. And on the right-hand side, you can see the result after repairing it, enhancing the resolution, and colorizing the photo. So the difference between the original and the improved photo is quite significant. Here is when you zoom in on a specific portrait and how it looks like after enhancing, repairing, and colorizing it. Another example can be seen here. This man sitting. You can see that the original photo suffered significant damage, and it was quite a difficult photo to improve. As you can see, the repaired version is much better. Still, there are some areas that are not optimal or not great, but the result is much better than it was. And you can see also here how this photo looks like after repairing it and enhancing it as well. One other thing you can do is, of course, try to animate the same photo. And you can see here the result. Here you can see on his ear still part of the damage that was not removed. Perhaps trying here the extensive repair model could have resulted in better results. I don't remember exactly in this specific photo, but you can see that eventually all those features can be combined together. That's another similar example. Here, this lady had significant crease, vertical one in the middle of her face, really creating a scar on her face, which is really bad because she's a beautiful woman. And after repairing the photo, we see this scar completely removed. And this is the end result after repairing and enhancing it. Here we can also see it animated. So it's really, really nice to see her moving without any scar on her face. Imagine that you will try to animate this photo without repairing it. You will eventually animate a scarred lady. And after removing the scar, you see this beautiful lady moving, which is amazing. I will move on now to a live demo. Just a second. Let me try to bring it up here. One moment.
We'll let you know as soon as we can see your screen there, Tal.
Sure. Give me 1 second.
Just to read some of the comments that we're getting here in the meantime. I see Linda said, thank you so much for sharing. Dawn says, animation just gives you a glimpse of the person's expression. And it's so true. It's such a great way of seeing what they could have looked like. And of course, as Tal showed, it doesn't come out perfectly on every single photo, but when it does, it's when you found a gem and it works really well. Here, I'll just, we'll hide that until we can get that screen sharing working again. No problem, no problem. I'll let you know when I see it here.
I think that my Chrome is frozen. I'll try to reconnect in a second.
No problem. Here, in the meantime, I'll just read some of these nice comments that we received. Mark said, what I like most about MyHeritage is the unique feature called Deep Nostalgia. It was priceless to see my older relatives' reaction to my great-grandmother's moving photo. Thank you. And that's it. Just, such a fantastic reaction when you share these photos with other people. And on MyHeritage, we make it very easy for you to share the animated photos, the colored photos, the repaired photos. So sharing it around with your family members who may not have seen the colorized version. It's just very special. I know that I personally, whenever anyone sends around an old photo around in my family, I always take it and colorize it and send it back. And everyone's always so surprised, at how much more detail you can see from it. So I think you just have to click on screen again so that you can share it.
Just a second.
Great. Let's see if this works, folks. I hope we can get a live demo going here.
I hope I'll be able to show you in one moment. Yes.
There we go.
Okay, cool. So what you're seeing here is my family side. That's my family tree. And what I want to show you is how to find all these photo features and how to use them. So the easiest way to find them after you log into MyHeritage is to simply go to the Photos tab in the navigation bar. It's found here. It says Photos. You simply click on that or click on My Photos. It's the same thing. And after clicking, you will get to this page showing all your photos. And you'll be able to go and click on any of those photos to get to a page showing a single photo, what we refer to as the single photo page. And here, you can do several things that you can do on a photos page. In case you guys are not familiar with this area of the site, you can, of course, tag a person that appears in the photo using a standard tagging component. You can share comments on the photo. You can add keywords and notes. And, of course, you can add information about this photo, like a title, give a title for the photo, for example, my grandfather's military unit, save it, and you can of course add a date for which the photo was taken, and add the place for it. This allows for better managing of your photos. Maybe worth another session specifically on that. But getting back to what I wanted to show you, you can find on this screen the photo features. So from left to right, you have the Enhance, Colorize, and Animate buttons. They're showing in this direction. It doesn't matter in which order you will use them. You eventually will get the same end result. But usually we recommend to try first enhancing them. But again, really depends on the photo and the case that you have. If you have a black and white photo, you usually want to try and colorize it. If you have a new photo, you don't necessarily want to enhance it. So it really depends on the photo. We can try and go ahead and enhance the photo. You will see a preloading experience that will last for a few seconds. Usually those processes take between 5 to 20 seconds, really depends on the photo. And what you are able to see after the photo is enhanced, you have a slider here that you can move from left to right in order to see the difference. So that's the photo before, and that's after. Again, before and after. You can even zoom in a bit more, and you'll be able to see the difference in a better way. Besides that, you can also zoom into each of the specific faces that were detected, and this is very convenient for seeing a specific person. And here you can also use the slider to see the before and after. Take, for example, this person right here. You see that the before is really, really pixel, very hard to see the face of this person. And after applying enhancement to it, you suddenly see how handsome he was. So that's the photo enhancer. You can, of course, decide to download the enhanced photo. You can also download a comparison version of the photo. You can do it for a specific face if you want to download only the face. You can do it for the full image. also using this button. The comparison photo allows you to see a side-by-side of the before and after. It's very nice. And of course, you can use the share button in order to share the result that you got to Facebook, Twitter, or just copy a link and send it to a friend. Again, very useful. Let's try to colorize that photo as well by clicking the Colorize button. And that's the result that you will be getting. That's already using the new colorization model that we launched about a week ago. Again, that's the before, and that's the after. And of course, if you zoom in on each specific face, we will colorize the face as well, and you'll be able to see it. Now, another nice thing that can be done is animating the photo. So for animating a photo, you first need to decide which face you want to animate, because we animate each face separately, and you need to do it one by one manually. So you're asked first to select a face to animate. You click on any of the faces here at the bottom. If there are more faces, you can scroll right or left. And eventually choose the person that you want to animate. We will take the photo that was already enhanced and colorized, and we'll apply the animation on top of that. And you can see here the amazing result that you will get. We'll eventually choose a suitable driver for this face from a selection of drivers that we have. We do this automatically, but we also leave you with enough flexibility to choose your own driver. As I said previously, your own driver video. You do it by clicking here. Then I will close this. Clicking here where it says New and animation number 7. You can choose from this right panel menu to select a different animation. We have 10 animations that are general face movements, nothing too specific. But we also have a set of special animations which was added quite recently. It allows to choose from specific gestures that you want to see him doing. For example, you want to see him blowing a kiss, you can click on the kiss, and the photo will be animated in a few seconds. Wait another second. Okay, not sure what's going on. Let's try it again.
It knows that you're showing this in a live presentation.
Yeah, definitely.
I see a question here. While oh wow, look at that.
And even blowing a kiss.
While we're talking about the animations, I see a question here. Why on by Josiah? Why on many photos does your app not recognize faces? So I guess because we know that according to in order to animate a photo, the face has to be recognized. So
correct. So the main issue is that, as I said previously, we need to enhance the face first before we animate it. And sometimes our photo enhancer fails to detect some faces. We are aware of this problem. But at the moment, that's what we have. Some faces are sometimes not detected. And if they are not detected, they cannot be enhanced, and therefore they cannot be animated. So that's the current limitation. We can only animate faces that we are able to recognize correctly. So unfortunately, there's nothing we can do to help with that. Any more questions at this point, Esther?
yeah, here, let me just hide the screen again, and we can just take one or two more, and then we'll end there and give away our giveaway for today. So I saw a question here about somebody asking how they can rewatch today's session. So just to remind you, you can rewatch today's session as well as all of our other Facebook Lives on the MyHeritage Facebook page under the videos section. So make sure to rewatch Tell's session and go through all the photo features, and it'll be saved there. You can watch it as many times as you'd like. Linda asks, are you able to animate a photo with more than one person and keep them together, or is it just one face?
Good question. I will only say stay tuned. Interesting things might be coming later on, but at the moment we can't.
Okay, so as Tal said, I think that the next time we do a photo presentation, it might be longer than an hour because we just keep on adding to our photo tools more and more things. So it just we're just going to have so many that we'll have to do it in a few sessions. Let's see, we'll just take one more question I see here from Vivian, and she asks, if you want to repair, enhance, and colorize a photo, in which order should you do this? Does it make any difference?
Yeah, so as I said, it's not, it doesn't matter in which order you did it. You can colorize it first and then enhance it. You can enhance it and then colorize it. The end result will be exactly the same because we always take the original photo and we apply again all the filters in a specific order. We first enhance it, then we colorize it, and then we animate it. So yeah.
Okay, great. I see Mark wrote the smile feature is just breathtaking, and I think the kiss one. I mean, there are just so many. I like the dancing and deep nostalgia. Those are really fun for.
Yeah.
They're fun to send around. Sandy wrote, thank you, excellent presentation. It's funny to see the strong family resemblances we found. Some strong genes. Just met someone who is a descendant of someone who came to the US on the Mayflower, and she looks forward to joining and playing along. We found some fun photos to try. So it really is just so much fun, I think, for anyone who hasn't tried out these photo tools yet. Definitely check them out. Francesca said, my cousins call me the mad enhancer. I like that. I'm going to start using that, Francesca, because I think my family, if they knew that expression, they would call me that too. It's so great. So now we'll just award one lucky winner with the MyHeritage Complete Plan, the best plan we have to offer. And thank you all for putting in comments and questions in the comment section. So much great feedback about these photo features. And as Tal said, you should stay tuned because we just keep adding new features, but also improving the existing ones. And just like we've added new colorization settings to MyHeritage in Color, we're always working on the current features to make them better and better. So our winner for today's complete plan, the best plan we have to offer. And of course, this will give this user unlimited access to all the photo tools. Tal, what is the limit for basic users? I saw that as a question earlier.
Yeah, so basically for each of the photo features, we have a bit of a different limit. Usually it's several photos. Sometimes it's only 2 photos for the photo repair, I believe, and for the other features, it's usually 5 photos for free. And using it more, you'll need to have a complete subscription at MyHeritage.
Okay, so a complete plan will give you all unlimited access to all the photo tools and to additional tools that are added in the future, hopefully. So, so the winner for today is Dawn Klug Spencer. And Dawn wrote to us and she said, I realized how much my older daughter looks like my grandmother after finding a photo of my grandmother, of my grandmother in her 20s. We told my daughter to stand still, don't smile, and the resemblance was amazing. Wow. Would be so great to see the photo animated and in color. So Dawn, here's your chance. We've awarded you with a MyHeritage Complete subscription. We'll be in touch with you through private message to claim your prize. And please send us that look-alike. That sounds incredible. We'd love to see how similar they look from the animation and the colorization of the photo. Oh, I see she wrote here in the comments, yay. So congratulations, Dawn, and we'll be in touch with you to claim your prize. And thank you all so much for joining us today. As you can see, we just have such a wide range of photo tools, and they only keep getting better and better. So thank you, Tel, for joining us and for giving us a tour.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to be here, Esther. It was fun, and had a great time.
Great. So we look forward to having you again sometime, and have a great day, everyone.
Thank
Bye.
you.